Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines, sponsored by Super Tires. Shout out to Pamela. Pamela, thanks for being on last week. It was a great episode. The show last week was awesome. Pamela, it was very evident that she has taken ownership of Super Tires and is carrying on Nick's passion for the hobby and just wanting to take care of everyone in the hobby. I just was really impressed with that. And she did awesome. She was actually nervous, guys. Can you believe that? Wouldn't have told. You couldn't tell. She was a pro. So we'll have her on again. But checked off 2 boxes. Women in slot cars. Check. A U.S. based slot car company. Check. Checking all the boxes. So it was great. So hopefully you guys are doing well. John Mark is in the background actually running some laps. We'll take a look at the track. There is the 2-line speedway. And I did get, where's that at? I did get a box today from Super Tires, a little tiny box. It had a couple of different sets of tires, testing some tires. I don't know if, I think she mentioned it last week, but I am testing the Carrera tires for the Pantera. So we have a set we'll be doing some testing with. Pretty excited about that because that is a struggle that a lot of people who have the Pantera, it's tires. And so Super Tires has a tire for the Pantera. And there was a couple other sets of tires in that little box too. So Pamela, thanks for sending that out. We'll get some laps in with that and get it tested. But you guys know the deal. You are in need of silicone tires or urethane tires. You can get those from Super Tires. You can get them direct, but you can also get them from lots of different retailers out there. Bruce at CincySlots.com, LEB, Professor Motor. There's lots of places you can get. The hobby shop in Dayton, we know, carries Super Tires. So, yeah. So, good plug for them. And got my Super Tire banner that always flies high over 2-line speedway. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll take a quick look at who all is in the chat. Do some shout outs. Hey, Marty is here. George, good evening. Everyone in the chat. Hey, Ron from So Fast. Let's see here. Chris, Vince. Hey, Tim is in the house. Long time no see. Thanks for being here, man. Hey, John Mark is in the house and in the house. Rob, if you notice, I'm supporting Steve and the Flat Bill Club tonight. Little plug. They're not a sponsor of the channel, but I made a comment on a friend of mine that works for Dwell Real Estate. She had a Facebook post, a video, and she was wearing a cool Dwell Real Estate hat. They're a local real estate company, realtor. And I said, I'll trade you a really cool Kingston National Bank hat for a cool Dwell Real Estate hat. And I went out on my porch and found this a couple days later. So I owe Sean a hat. So I'll make that happen probably tomorrow. But Mr. Albright is in the house. Dave is in the house. What's up? What's up, Joe? Joe, I had to watch the replay last night. My phone died on me on my walk, and I was planning on tuning in. So I apologize for missing your live stream tonight. But don't forget, Herrera's Carrera has a great live stream where his wife beats up on him on the track. Way to go, Jen, every week. But he did get the win the other day. Or last week. So making some improvements, Joe. Proud of you, buddy. Who else do we have in the chat? Oh, man. Let's see. Hey, Brandon from Durango. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. John Tucci is in the house. Hey, John. Good evening, Mike. Thanks for tuning in. Got some things to talk about tonight. Hey, Chris. Steve Sweeney is in the house. Hey, Jim. Jim, I think, Jim, is this the week I was going to bring you on? I apologize if this is the week. I can't remember what we talked about. I know it was a couple weeks ago, and I had Pam this week. It was probably this week. I apologize. If you're going to be around, we can do it next week. It's probably fair that I give you a little warning, but we can talk about, well, I've got a list of things, so we'll jump in. But Jim, Rose, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hey, Greg. Greg, speaking of, Greg's got Tuesday mornings, early, 6 a.m. Eastern time, has been doing a live stream. And I got to tune in last week because I happened to be up that early and got a chance to catch up. Hillbilly, slot cars, what's up, my peeps? Joe Mark is running some laps. Move that over there. Just a touch. Kurt, what's up? Go Team Grizzly. How's it going? Michael Squire, good evening. Hey, Vin. Yes, so Vin brought it up in the chat. I will go ahead and jump on. Revoslot looks like they're starting to arrive on Thursday. The new RX-7 from Revoslot. So anybody planning to get one of those? Anybody already pre-order them? I think that will be a very, very popular car. And we know how the Revoslots run. We know that it'll be a great car underneath from the chassis up. But the RX-7 is going to be, that's an exciting new car for them to release. And we know we've got a couple of liveries coming, I think 3 up front. I don't know if I have a picture of them that I can bring up. Let me try. Behind these new arrivals. Revoslots. Let's see. Do we have pictures of the new products for August? Well, so Joe Mark was running his Toyota Supra, the Golf livery. It says it's new for August here on the site, but I don't think that that's the case. He's had that for a few months. But it looks like they've got some Vipers coming out and some Porsche 934s. That looks good. Can I superimpose this? I should be able to superimpose this. Let me add an overlay here real quick. Screen share overlay. There we go. I'll move it, and then I'll adjust it to just be the Safari, and then I'll increase the size of that. So let's do this. Oops, I'll move over here slightly so we can talk about it. So yeah, we got some cool Porsches that look like they should be arriving soon. Maybe they're already here, actually. So let me go back here. Yeah, since there's a price, it doesn't say it's a pre-order. Looks like these are available. I feel like I'm a little behind. Yep, this is one of the new Lister. That looks like a great car. I'm really pretty interested in that car to see how it runs. I don't have one of those yet. It's been a while since I've bought a shoot. So let's go here, Home Racing World. Racing World. I think that there was Oh, wait. Facebook is what I wanted. Home Racing World on Facebook. So, shout out to Dave Gurley. Look at that Volkswagen. How cool is that? Steve Sweeney's post. We got some video, some racing. Got some great cars. Let me see if I can find the revoslots. The new revoslots. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Hold on. Another VW. Look, we got to take a look at that. Come on. How great is that car? That's fantastic. Keep them coming, Dave. Great work. Danny Wiley. Give Danny a shout out. Check out the Miller High Life. That looks good. Danny is all prepared to beat the Two Lines livery car at Home Racing World this weekend. So we got some racing to watch this weekend, which is exciting. This is took ownership of this RevoSlot RX-7 today. Time to get chip installed. It looks like some people are already getting their cars. I know I saw them on here, guys. Sorry. RX-7. Here we go. Mazda RX-7s. So that's the 2-box set that's coming. Number 7 and number 77. Those look great. Any day now. And I believe there was a few others. If I can find them. But yeah, pretty exciting. That's a car I think that everybody's wanted to see for a while. Also, last week, our boys at Three Amigos, Dave and George, announced that they would be releasing some American Iron. The trucks, the Chevrolet and the Ford, NAS truck style. That's going to be a lot of fun. Since we're talking about RevoSlot, we see that BRM is releasing some new cars as well. Let's see if we can. There's Dave's Showdown car. Just arrived a couple days ago at Harry's. Shout out to Kevin. Racetrack Scenics finished another beautiful track. This is up in Michigan. Kevin, well done. Some really good stuff. There you go. James posted that RX-7 picture. That was nice. So as you can see, lots to talk about, but those new BRMs, they're new Camaros done in some cool liveries. There's just so many posts on this site every day. Shout out to Rick. That's a great looking Lola. All right. I know that they posted it here. Tom posted him here too. Oh, thanks, Tom. Or whoever posted that out there. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. But the so just so many good cars coming. again, no luck finding them quickly on any website. All right, I'll move on. So that's cool. The BRMs, the 124 scale, they're Trans Am cars. They have some great liveries. One of them is a celebration livery of Jeff Gordon's first win. And I didn't think I was going to like that. When I saw that they were going to do that livery and it was a mock-up of it, I was like, oh, man, it really needs to be on a Monte Carlo. And then I saw it and I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. So, yes, the RX-7s are arriving anytime. That's great. Bryce, good evening. If I missed somebody, I apologize. It's not on purpose. Hey, Kirby. I just appreciate all of you guys being in the chat and participating. Hey, DW. Received my 2-line decals today. Great. Glad you got them. I sent some out from last week. Drink roast coffee. Right. Had a cup this morning. Hey, Ernest. Good evening. Hey, Bill. Bill built a great car for the Showdown. It looked like it was maybe one of the fastest out there. Well done, Bill. Good job. Great tuning. Great paint job. Good work on the modeling side of things. Hey, Daniel. Daryl looking all rednecky in a camo after the suit. Yeah, I don't normally wear camo. I'm not a big camo guy, but I'm sporting the flat bill. You guys below the border are killing me. Absolutely no flat bills. Hey, that's great. Hey, Jan. Great conversation in the comments, Jan. I appreciate all your input on the channel. Thanks for doing that. I know it takes time to make comments, but I appreciate the conversation. So really, really do appreciate that. Hey, Chris. So guys, yeah, what do you got going on? Hey, Tad. Tad's built some great cars for the Showdown this weekend. So yeah, don't forget. I don't know exactly the times. I know that they'll be in the shop on Friday, probably. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know what days they are actually. So if George, if you know, or Dave, or if anybody that's going to be there is in the chat, I don't know when they're going to live stream the Showdown races, but I know that they're doing 2 different tracks. They're doing Harry's track, and then they're going to go over and do Mike Donahue, his track. I guess it's a really nice oval as well. So, Jim, okay, my feet just don't. So it was tonight. Jim, I apologize. Hey, Tom. Good evening. The chat is chatting. Yep, there's almost 400 comments already. We got 82 people in tonight. Nice. Yeah, John, all right. The twin pack looks really good. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. Jeffrey Power says, as Slot R says, I'll stop lurking and say hi. Nice. Jeffrey, appreciate you. Yeah, no reason to lurk here, man, unless it's just what you're comfortable doing. We're never going to call anybody out. But I'm glad you threw your name in the chat so we know that you're out there. Vin got my RX-7 from Slot Car 132 coming to me Thursday. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to post online. Probably some guys overseas that get them first. David, thanks for joining. Good to have you guys. We still need to get you guys on. I'll have to do a special like Saturday morning again, and do a live stream with you guys on, or late Friday night, or when it's Saturday morning for you. Let's make it happen. I'll send you a message this week, and let's get something on the calendar. Flat bill and all, it's fresh. Rob doesn't like flat bill. He gives Steve a hard time for his flat bill. Hey, White Wolf. White Wolf stopped by and got to run his car on Harry's track. He's all ready. Hey, Sean, what's up, everybody? Back from France and just checking in to say hello. I'm hanging out with the real car for Hot Rods on Beale tonight. Oh, that would be cool. So, Sean, you are literally walking in Memphis. Nice. Friends don't let friends text and drive. We need more muscle cars to go with the Thunderslot Mustang. I agree. The Thunderslot Mustang needs another car or two to run against it, so that we can do a full-blown class of Thunderslot classics, right? It would be great. I agree. Hopefully they're working on that, Daryl. Chris, thanks. There's the link I needed. Vincent, I'm late to the chat. Any information on the F1 digital set? Vincent, I have not heard anything about an F1 digital set. I'm guessing you're talking about Carrera, right? And I've not seen anything, but I do know that Carrera just had like 20 containers hit the U.S. a few weeks ago, and those are starting to hit dealers. And so if it's going to be in this shipment, it should be popping up soon. But I've not heard anything. But I don't know if I'd wait. You can get F1 cars. Probably not new ones. Maybe you can. Maybe you can still find them. But I would just get a set and then buy some F1 cars. Those NSR 89 to 92s are 86 to 92. I think it is what it is. Those are great cars. Yeah, you missed 10 days of YouTube. It's hard to catch up. John says the VW is hot. Yes, it is. It's cool. You're welcome, Dave. Muffman71, hello. Thanks for joining. The VW is awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I think Dave's pretty excited about that one. And I think what's cool is Dave sent me a picture of it and said, hey, what do you think? Me and your brother and you are probably the only three people that care about that car. And I told him he would be surprised how many people, if that kit was available, how many people would want that kit. So let's see. Let's throw you over to watch John Mark. He's running. It looks like a Thunderslot Elva. George has been working his butt off getting the pre-order trucks ready to ship. That's awesome. Did you guys sell out of the pre-order, or did you limit it, or you just say how many ever you're going to make as many as the pre-order orders? I guess I missed that. Maybe I do remember you saying something about that. Hey, Valentine. Elmer, just returning from kickball. Nice. That's awesome. I have my helmet and fire suit ready for the asphalt late model races at HRW. KR, nice. I saw that you got a car in. That's great. I got one in too. Hey, Mike. Good evening. Oscar is in the house. Oscar. Yep, that's right. We are proud slot invasion folks around here. You can't see me because I'm on the wrong camera. But there you go. Slot invasion guides. I have slot invasion guides on so many cars. They do an awesome job. So Oscar, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Hey, Rick. Greetings from Tampa. Rick, I was just showed one of your builds, your Lola build. I don't know if you were tuned in. I don't know how far I am. Good morning. What's up, Hub? Hope you're doing well, man. Shane, it's been a while since we talked. So, are you on Discord viewing this stuff? I am on Facebook. I guess if these are posted in Discord, that would have been an easy way to find it too. Let's talk about Discord for a second. I wasn't super familiar with Discord. I'd never used it before, but Joe and Peter and a bunch of those guys from up north put a Discord server together, and there's a lot of slot car talk that happens kind of offline, not on a live stream, but in the Discord chat. And they're doing some really, really cool things. And they've been testing. I haven't been able to participate as much as I would like, but I'm hoping that maybe over the next couple of weeks, as the weather starts to cool off here and I spend more time down here, it's just been so, we're starting to enter fall here in Ohio, and the weather is beautiful tonight. And so I'm out taking advantage of that as much as I can. But they've put together, I don't know if I can talk about this. I was part of one of the beta testers, and I really didn't get to test it enough for them, so I apologize. But they're creating an app that they can do events, and it doesn't matter what kind of track you have, like what your layout is, but they do some calculations to try to figure out, based on the length of your track and like the different turns you have, and it's kind of a survey that you take, and then they give you a calculation, and then you put your laps in and what car you're running, and you can compete against other people, and it's like fast times. It's so you're racing against other people on different tracks, and they've put a ton of work into it. And I just want to give them a shout out because it's really a great idea. It's kind of like the GRL on steroids, and it doesn't really matter what your, what your track is. So, James, I'm excited about the Reds having a shot at the playoffs, but buddy, I think they're not going to make it. I don't think they've got the pitching. And when they do have the pitching, they don't have the bats. So, there's Alan. Yes, Thunderslot Camaro, CUDA, Challenger would be great. Show of hands, who would buy one? Man, I don't think, I mean, I think we know lots of people here in the States bought those Mustangs because they put out a bunch of different colors and liveries of that car, and it just continued to sell. I don't think moving them was an issue or a problem. Alan, I agree. If they did a Camaro and a CUDA Challenger, and what a fun class that would be, because those cars are quick, they handle great, they're fast, and we know that like none of the other cars can really keep up with them at Cincy slots when we race them. So, but man, just a shout out to our brother Alan. Alan was in a car wreck this past week and sent me a video from his dash cam, and it was pretty crazy. It was a head-on collision, and our brother is very fortunate. And then one of Alan's best friends, our friend Jim, passed away last week, and he was fighting a battle of cancer, and he'd beat it once and kind of came back. And Jim Clemens he's just a fantastic guy. We loved racing with him. He had a lot of great stories, and but yeah, last week was kind of sad, and I didn't bring it up because it happened right before the live stream, and it was probably a little too early to talk about it because I think we were all still kind of a little bit in shock. But we raced with him at Cincy slots, but he was a regular at the club in Dayton, and I know that those guys really liked Jim, and he's definitely going to be missed. But there was never a shortage of jokes with Jim around, and so that's why, man, he's just no longer suffering. But man, cancer sucks, guys. Just yeah. But I think September 7th they're doing a celebration of life for Jim, and yeah, we're just going to celebrate him because he loved slot cars, and he loved theater, and he was a sound guy, and worked for a theater there over there in that area of Ohio, and we had a lot of similar stories to share when we got a chance to talk. So, good dude. But Alan, man, we're thinking of you, and hopefully you're healing up and feeling much better. But wow, What else do we have? Put an order in with Slot Car Corner. Put Misfits in the notes section and win a new car, everyone, for this month. August is flying by. There's not many days left of this month. Avar8, hello, welcome. Hey, Mark, good to have you. Thanks for tuning in. John D, a YouTube search for RevoSlot RX-7 for this week will show an unboxing and test laps from a highly regarded channel. Nice, John. That's cool. I've not seen the unboxing, but I'm sure that somebody's got one out there, and here in the States, by the end of the weekend, we'll probably have lots of videos. I did not pre-order one. I've got too many other things I need to buy for the channel. I need some white super tires for the cave. I don't see any white super tires around here, but I don't know. Maybe if you reach out to Pamela, she might be able to sell you some. But I know that they're being used for a race, and sometimes that's why they do colors. You might not be able to get your hands on them, Daniel. But I think white super tires would be really, really cool. The Scale Auto Peugeot Hypers have arrived too. I'm hearing good things about that car. It looks good. I think they did a great job. Hey, Alan, you know I would get them all. Yes. I do not know how many Mustangs Daryl bought, but he has quite a few of them. Hey, Highway. Races on Saturday and Sunday. Thanks, Dave. Friday running Saturday at Harry's. Gotcha. So Friday is the work on the cars day and prep day. And I imagine they'll do a couple live streams as they eat. It's almost racing season. Better see Marty at the hobby shop this year. We will. We'll plan to come over, Alan, to Dayton on a Wednesday night. Actually, Wednesdays are probably a little better than Thursdays are for me. And I think the hobby shop's a little closer. But we love what we get to do at Cincy Slots. Saturday at Home Racing World, Sunday at Mark Thomas. Dang, I messed up his name. I apologize, Mark. I've never really had a chance to meet Mark. Maybe one day that'll happen. 2A3D trucks and Dave's VW are the hot of the month. Can't wait to watch the showdown. Yeah, that's cool. I think maybe Dave needs to offer that VW kit, and we do a proxy race. We do a proxy race here at I got it. Sorry. That's right. White. Yeah. We do a proxy race with the VWs here at Two Lines. It's just an idea. Bob. Welcome, Bob. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in tonight, buddy. I can't wait till the cave starts back up. I want to bring some of my friends up so we can meet up with you and Daniel and Joseph and Ben and a bunch of those guys up there to race again. That wood track. Didn't know if I would like it, but man, once I got some laps in on it, I really enjoyed it. That was fun. White Wolf is going to be at Harry's on Saturday and Mark's on Sunday. Nice. Get some laps in. Let me know what you think of my car, Dusty's car. I know Harry put some new tires on Dusty's car, so Dusty's car is in the clear. He's good to go. Harry, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. There was some confusion and some misunderstanding on the tires, but I think we got it all worked out. And Dusty trued the crap out of him is what he did, and it was hard to tell. But anyway, Oscar, thanks for taking care of me with the 124 wheel. As always, premium customer service. Nice, Daniel. Yep. Oscar is always good. What else do we have? There you go. You're welcome, Daniel. Filthy Little Slots, Marty, and the best hobby community on the dang planet. Man, thanks. I appreciate that. this community of two lines overlaps lots of communities. It overlaps the home racing world community. It overlaps the misfits. It overlaps everything, and that's the beauty of it. Is like you can belong here, you can belong anywhere, and that's what I love about it. For some reason, the end of the vid corrupted. That's no good. Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded a train. That's a great tune, man. So sorry, I'll refrain from singing. You guys don't want to hear that. Bob, hope you're doing well. Yeah, man. Got the walking blast, Marty. I'm familiar. Yeah. Dave, is the RX-7 racing against the Alpha Datsun BMW Cadet? That's a good question. I don't. I'm curious to see how big it is compared to the Group 2 cars. I think it's going to be a little bigger than the Group 2 cars, but not a whole lot. But probably not as big as this. But I think it's going to be just a touch smaller if it's to scale. But if I don't know. I have no idea what class that they plan to run that in. I guess we'll see. Hey, Eric. Thanks for tuning in, man. Patrick. You guys know our buddy Patrick. He's up on the board right now with Fast Laps. I'm going to say it. The best analog slot car race management program out there. Serious, man. It's good stuff. So don't forget, use 2 lines and you get a discount if you decide to try Fast Laps and buy it on your subscription. So check it out at FastLaps, FASLAPS.com. Download it. If you've got TrackMate already, the hardware, it'll work flawless with TrackMate. I'm thinking about buying TrackMate, one of their timers, and doing a video on it. So I would have the homemade timing using an Arduino and then using the TrackMate. Lots in Australia will be buying at least one of the first release cars, but really waiting for the Australian livery, one that dominates interest here. I'm sure, John, that'll go over really well. What else? Guys, I apologize if I missed anybody. Jim, I hate to admit it, but I saw those RX-7s race at Daytona in 1979. That's awesome. Thanks, Daryl. Ratfink. What did Daryl say? It jumped on me. Hey, Dave. Cool VW cars. Figured you would do a convertible with a Ratfink driver. The only problem with the convertible is it doesn't leave you much room from an interior standpoint for the motor and all the things that need to be inside. So you kind of have to do an elevated interior, which you can just do a flat interior driver. You could make that work. Yeah, I mean, because the body is, you could cut it to make it a. I've had a chassis under this once, but it was too wide. I'm still gonna. I've got projects, man. I've just got a desk full of projects. I think Dave is getting some support for that. Daryl Rogers, Armando has hinted that something is in the works. That's cool. I've seen Mark's tracks online. Yeah, I have too. Harry's posted some videos over there. They're beautiful. Very well done. Very clean, meticulous, well painted. Like he just did a great job. Still waiting on my Carrera Mustang GT3. They weren't on this boat. That's interesting. 8689. Thanks. I couldn't remember. Too many things rolling around in my head, Daniel. Appreciate it being my alternate brain. Depends on how many order. Okay. So you're building them based on the number of orders. Gotcha. Love the cars coming out from Scale Auto. Their website is awesome for info and specs if you're new. Yeah. The other cool thing about Scale Auto is we've been preparing. I put a video out this weekend. We've been preparing for a Scale Auto endurance race, and I noticed that they actually posted today about our race. But it's September 20th. So there's a bunch of slot car racing happening that weekend. The Canadian NSR Nationals are that weekend. This endurance race, Scale Auto endurance race in Michigan is that weekend on the 20th. And then who else? Somebody else has a big race that I got invited to. It's escaping me. Anyway, so I know there's some other big races going on the weekend of the 19th, 20th, 21st. But the Scale Auto stuff, it's exciting to see what they've got coming out. Slot Invasion guides, the only guides approved by 3A3D. There you go. Nice plug. Straight from the horse's mouth. Patience, grasshopper. I've got new Carrera 124 tires added to the Etsy store and available, including 917, Corvette, Stingray, Cheetah, and revised Lola. Nice. Well done, Bob. Check out Bob's Etsy page. He's always releasing new stuff, and my little pink hot rod's got a set of his urethanes on it, so it would be able to be run on Harry's tracks and Dave's track. And so Dave now is the proud owner of that car. I think that's who has it. And I'm happy that he has that, but it's got Bobcats on it and it flies. I like Discord from what I've seen, Marty, kind of old school cool. Yeah. The Discord is pretty cool. And, if you guys are interested in the Discord, being a part of the Discord, contact Herreras Carrera or Peter at Show Me Slots. Those two guys and a few others are the ones that kind of admin that whole thing. And I jump on every once in a while. There's usually a great conversation that happens after Joe's Monday night live stream. And that's a lot of fun to jump on. And a bunch of video chat is going on. So it's a bunch of faces and people talking. And Fox and Wolves is always out there. And I don't know that they sleep, actually. And so they have some fun. 35 Salty, hey, everyone. Can't watch live, but wanted to check in. Hey, thanks for being here. Greg and I are friends on Discord, face-to-face conversations on all aspects of slot cars. It is a lot of fun. Kerry got his stickers. Great. I'm glad you got those, Kerry. Good. Marty, reach out to Herreras Carrera, and you can jump on. I think, I don't know if I have the ability to share a link to that because I'm not a moderator or administrator or anything like that. I'm just a participant. But Joe would have to agree with Greg and Tom. Jan, the Thunder Slots are amazing cars. Jan, yes, they are. Love my Thunder Slots. Yeah, brother, he will be missed. I would love to see some type of race in his honor. I imagine the guys at Dayton will do that. And we'll come be a part of that. Yeah, Joe, man, appreciate it. Yep, that's right. Thanks, Filthy. Thanks, DW. Yeah, the Thunderstop Mustang needs some company. It's a one-car class. Yep. It definitely needs some company, and I think it's coming eventually. Hey, PB&J, thanks. Appreciate that. Daryl, Jim will be missed. Super nice guy. Yep. Um, so just a quick story about Jim, not to go back, but I won with Daryl's gift to me, the red Elva last year, the first week of classics. And that car was screaming. And Jim finished second. And I went back and looked at the video after I heard the news that he'd passed. And he gave me a hard time about cheating. He was like, the only way Marty could win that is if he was cheating. And I loved it. He gave me a hard time about that, and every week because he finished second, and then I would get to remind him that he finished second 2 laps behind me. That's how good that car was that night. I think a bunch of people had a bunch of offs. I think I got lucky that night, but yeah, that's one of my favorite memories of Jim. Not because I won, but because he loved giving me a hard time about it, telling me I was cheating. Because that'd be the only way I could win, right? So, yeah, Chris, thanks, man. Yeah, Tom touched on it. Yeah, they've got some great stuff coming out. Hey, Doug. Hope everything is good up north. Have to bring out Thunderslot Camaro. Yeah, Highway. I think that's an obvious choice. I think, and one of the Mopars, whether it's the Cuda or the Challenger, I think would have to happen. But what if they came out with the Javelin? How cool would that be to have a Javelin to compete with the? That would be a fun one. Or bring out they did the Mustang. What if they did the Cougar? What if they went a whole different direction? That would be awesome. Tom, I will have to tell you that was one of my favorite guests that I've had. I've had a lot of great guests on. Talking to Jim Rose earlier. Jim was actually should have been on tonight. He'll be on next week. I'll send him the link so he could jump on. Ian and Todd, when they were on, I've had, the Spirit of America team on. Those guys were great. I mean, Steve and Greg have been on a couple times. Those are always great. But I think what I was so excited about was, one, they wanted to sponsor my channel and just be a partner with me in some way. And that was pretty special to me. And then it's great to see how they've taken like Nick's passion, Pamela's dad's passion, and carried that forward and are improving and adding to it and making it their own. They're a part of that legacy now too. And like, that's what I love about it. It's awesome. And we all joking aside, like, it was just great to have a female voice in the hobby. I mean, that I'm being dead serious about that. Like, Pamela knows what she's doing. She's making awesome product, and now her husband's jumping in, and it's going to be a full-time part of that to take it to the next level, and that's super exciting. So, yeah, that's why I partner with them. And I know there's some people that don't like silicone tires. We joke around about what silicone's for in the chat, but they make awesome tires. If you are on a Carrera track or a wood track, they're really not much better. There's nothing better, I don't think, in my opinion. I mean, we run it all though. We run quick slicks, we run super tires, we run Bobcat tires, we run rubber tires, we run urethanes, Paul Gage. We've tried them all, and what works best on this Carrera track for me has been super tires, and it's been silicone. So, but hey, you never know. One day this could be a polycar track, and there's going to be a different tire compound that seems to work better on that. We already know that the zero graining, like foam rubber, is really good on those high texture plastic tracks. So, show host and corner marshal all at once. Chris says, sign him up for the VW kit. Nice. Dusty had the correct tires on his car. They were just trued down. Rerun. Welcome. Glad you're here tonight. Yep, you texted me Dave's Mountain Dew VW. Yeah, that Mountain Dew VW is awesome. Tom, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. I appreciate you're always all the support. Jan has a question. What's your honest opinion about the Scale Auto track? Okay. My honest opinion about the Scale Auto track. Jan, if you would have asked me this question 3 years ago when I first got in and when I first designed my first couple tracks, I wanted to get as far away from R1 turns as I possibly could. I was all about perfect flow of a track. I was all about just creating this smooth, super fast rhythm track, right? And what I found was when I got on a technical track, I would really struggle. I didn't like to use brake. And so a technical track, you've got to adjust your brake. You've got to add some brake. You've got to change kind of what you do, right? And I think that with the Scale Auto, you have such a wide variety of radius turns. You have R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, right? I mean, you can build so much more. I mean, it would be awesome if Carrera added an R5 and an R6 turn so that you could have a more creative 8-lane layout. But that's what Scale Auto, ProTrack, and Polycar are doing. You can just do some really creative things from a track standpoint. So that aspect, the geometry, I love it. The R1 is super tight, but if we want to compete with the guys in Europe, those are the kind of tracks they're on all the time with those tight technical turns and lots of kinks. And so we've got to do that stuff if we want to be able to compete. Now, I'm probably never going to make it over to Europe to race, right? But we're starting to see that as we bring Polycar and Scale Auto track into the States. The Eastern Nationals for NSR, the Scale Auto race is run on the Scale Auto Pro Track in Michigan that Oliver owns and at Professor Motor. And so I think that that's what we're going to see is this gravitation towards the higher grip plastic tracks for those types of races where you can change up the layout. People show up and no one knows what the layout is going to be until they get there. And there's an advantage to that. We see it, at Electric Dreams where you have a wood track that doesn't change and the nationals are run there and the local guys have such a big advantage because they just have thousands and thousands and thousands of laps on it. And so it does even the competition a little bit. But if you're a good racer, you're a good driver, you can figure it out. So long answer, Jan, but I really like the Scale Auto track. I think the grip level, silicones are not great on it. But if we can figure out, a tire, I think once you figure out the tires that work well, then the cars are locked down and they're great. So I do like the Scale Auto track. Yeah. That's my honest opinion. I think the track is very high quality. It is super smooth. The way the track locks together, it's just a really smooth surface from a track to track standpoint. As compared to the Carrera, you get a lot of clicking as you go around this track. Not that we're not used to it. It's fine. But I think that Scale Auto track connects together better and stays connected together better. I think there's a lot of advantages to it. The problem is it's expensive. It's expensive to buy and import in. And so it just drives that cost There's so much Carrera track here that it's pretty easy to get your hands on. But Scale Auto and Polycar, you see these gigantic tracks that they're building in Europe. And we know that's why there's no track coming over the United States, because they're using it all. But there you go. Long answer. I apologize. But I'm sure the guys would rather you sing than me dance. Joe, since I got you up here, if you want to post, a link to the Discord, if you want to put an invite out there for people, that would be great. Let me do something here real quick. Okay. This might take me a minute. This might take me a second here. Okay. If I go to my channel, let me do something. And then let me. Okay, Joe, let me add you real quick. I apologize. Sorry, guys. Thanks for always promoting the community Discord. This goes on. Okay, mute. That's what I wanted to do. Mute. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm back. Joe, I just gave you the ability to post a link. If you would like to post a link about how guys can get associated with the Discord channel, if you want to put that invite out there, you don't have to, but I've talked a lot about it, and there's lots of guys asking questions about it. And so you should have gotten a message about being a moderator, and which should allow you to post a link. So thank you. That would be great. In my honest opinion, no. Revo Group 2s should remain sedans only. Jim, I think so too. I just don't know where the RX-7 is going to race. Dave says that the RX-7 is bigger than the Group 2, but almost the same chassis. Okay. That's interesting. I'm sure that if I go out and watch, Dave, do you have a review out there of it yet? Do you have one? If so, after I'm done here, I'll go watch. That's cool. There you go. Let's see. The RX-7 is a new class between GT2 and Group 2, GTU. Okay. Hillbilly asks, has anyone heard anyone making stock trucks in 132nd? No, I don't know that just a stock truck. I think that scratch building is going to be your way to go. The 3A3D truck is going to be more of a NASCAR truck, but I think that you could potentially use that body any way you'd like, right? So that's same as the 934. Hey, Das. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you being here. Shout out to Das Slot Car Box. He's created a great box for the slot car track that I think everybody should go out and check out. If I can find it, I'll put a link out there. But real impressed with what he's working on. It's really cool. Marty, did you get the latest Fast Laps update with the Marshall Manager that allows you to force sit outs for marshalling. Patrick, actually, I have not looked. I did restart the computer a couple of weeks ago or last week. But I don't know if I downloaded the latest version. So I will do that later tonight. Thanks for the shout out. That's cool. I want to check that out. I know we talked about it. So that's cool that you got that implemented. Guys, if I missed somebody's question, I'm kind of rolling through some of these. 66 Slaughters in the house. Hey guys, welcome. Appreciate it. I want to get the new rear axle and hub set for the slot car corner for Carrera NASCAR. Yeah, I've not seen that. I'll have to go check that out. Marty found the Discord app. Cool. Yeah, Marty. So the Discord app is where you start, and then I think you have to get an invite to the server, or you can maybe search for it, and somebody can approve you. But question, Curvy asks, what Thunder slots do you have other than the Mustang? Curvy, I have the M6A and this M6B, the Ferrari Thunder slot. So I've got the two. I got a McLaren. I've got an Elva. I have a Mustang, a Ferrari. Yeah, that's what I have. I have 4. I would have 20 because I love those cars. Those are some of my favorite cars. But it seems like I'm always buying others for specific reasons. Most of the cars that I buy, I'm either building them, so I'm buying parts for showdown cars or scratch build cars, or I'm buying cars for specific classes that I'm racing. So I feel like I've got an abundance of NSR cars right now. But I do want to pick up a few more NSRs or Revo slots. But I really like to pick up a few more Thunder slots. So I'm kind of waiting on some new ones to drop. Shady Dave's RC channel just popped in for a minute. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Das. Yep. I am almost out of stickers. I'm going to have to reorder. Good thing that the print shop is a block and a half from my house that printed them for me. Tom, you did not get stickers from me yet? That might be because here's the envelope from last week. All right, Tom, they'll go out in the morning. My bad. What Thunder slots other than the Mustang already? A Javelin and a 6869 Dodge Charger. That would be cool. I think the Javelin would be cool. I mean, I think that Scalextric. Is that AMX? It's the AMX. I said Javelin. It's the short body, the AMX. John Mark just corrected me. It's the AMX that raced. Did it race? I thought the Javelin raced.
Well, it did.
Transient.
The AMX was the shorter body.
Oh, you like that better than the Javelin?
I do.
That's what you're saying. I gotcha. Okay. Yep, it's called Slot Yard. If you go to Discord. Javelin, AMX, that would be great. Joe, it's probably not okay. They deleted my link in the chat.
White body Gremlin.
Joe, or rerun, nobody deleted your link. It's just that you can't post links in the chat unless you're a moderator. So it just hides them and deletes them automatically. YouTube does. Unless you're a moderator. So yeah, no offense. It's not you personally. It's just something YouTube does. Let me see if, hey, Brian. Maybe next show you can show others how you measure hubs with a caliper to get the tire sizes. That's probably better to be an actual video so that it's it stays out there and it's easy to find. Things get lost in these live streams, and they're difficult to find after the fact. So, Tom, that's probably better. So I will put that on my list of videos to do. Um, so, one of the other things is we talked a lot last week about the database that Pamela is working on to make it easier for people to find what tires fit. When I went through the list, there's a lot of cars not listed. And so what I think we as a community could do is say, hey, here's the tires that I use on this particular car, and give her some of that feedback, because some of those cars aren't listed, but they use the same wheels. And so like a lot of Skeletric cars and Carrera cars aren't listed out there because they all share the same wheels. And so, but it would help others to know. But yeah, that's a great idea, Tom. Hey, Jerry, club racing, ran late. Hey, much better to be racing than sitting here talking. Slot Car Corner has that on their website. Misfits. Yep. George is right. That video is already out there. Yeah, there's no reason for me to redo that. I got a lot of R1 corners on my Carrera track. I have 2 tracks, one fast, one technical. Yeah, and that's a great plan. It's the only way you get better, right? Honestly, I wish Carrera had something tighter than R1. Brian, I do too, because I wish they had something that was closer to Polycar and Scale Auto's R1. That would be great. Greg, yes, you'll be in Europe 2 race, Marty. That's funny. Misfits, Slot Car Corner pages, how to measure wheels. George, thanks for putting that out there, buddy. I appreciate it. Patrick, those Polycar tracks wear your tires down fast. Yeah, Patrick, they are high grip for sure, especially with the rubber tires. They're not going to do that to a silicone tire, but they would definitely wear a rubber tire down. Patrick, I saw that you sent me some messages. I'll respond later. It's awesome that you got your super tires from Pamela. That's great. But I didn't get a chance to catch up on the other stuff. Outside diameter times width times RW, rib width. Calipers are your friend. Yep, John's right. But that video that Slot Car Corner has is great. Our buddy Murphy uses various Scale Auto radius turns incorporated with his Carrera track, so you get the variety of texture as well as radius turns. Yeah, they do make a track piece that allows you to connect Carrera and Scale Auto together. I thought about implementing a few turns in this layout that way so I could do some testing, but our buddy Steve Hulsman built an entire Scale Auto track, so it's just 2.5 hours away. It's a good drive to get down there, but it works great. You can use the big Scale Auto turns with your Carrera track. There's adapter tracks. Yep, Greg, you're right. I forgot to mention that. Let's see what else. Hank has a question. How did the race turned NSR Corvettes do on Scale Auto track? Oh, Hank, you're right. At the end of my video this past week, we were testing Daniel in the chat. He bought from Cloverleaf. Shout out to Mike Stott. He bought a tuned for plastic track, I believe. Yes. A pre-tuned Corvette, C8 Corvette. And we felt like it was better than an NSR car straight out of the box because they had done some things to it. But we always say that, and George says it in almost every video that he puts out, you have to tune your car to the track you're on. And so to say that a car is pre-tuned, it's pre-tuned to a particular track, and you might have to make some adjustments to that car. And I think that's what we found is the car was good out of the box. It was way better than a stock NSR car out of the box, but not significantly better, but it was better. And it still needed some tweaking for the Scale Auto track, which you're going to set up a car a little different on the Scale Auto track than a Carrera track. It's just, it's part of it. But Hank, great question. Thanks for asking that. Less filling, tastes great. That's right. That's what I was guessing. Polycar isn't better. It's cheaper for sure. Jan, Polycar track is a little cheaper than Scale Auto. I would say it's a different kind of high grip track. I feel like the borders are pretty narrow compared to borders on Carrera, the outside borders. And so even with outside borders on Scale Auto, you can ride the wall a little bit, which you cannot do on with 1/32 scale cars on Carrera. But you can ride an outside wall even with a border on an outside turn. You're on the edge. You're living on the edge when you do that, but you can do it. I got Joe to do the YMCA dance on his live stream last night. Do you think you can do it better? YMCA. Sorry. That's funny. It looks like Scale Auto track is the same with this Carrera track, and Polycar is slightly narrower. Yes. Polycar, you'd be hard-pressed to run 124 scale on. You can run 124 scale on Carrera and Scale Auto. But the one thing is with Polycar, a little narrower, you can fit a little more track on the same table. And Joe has posted a link to the Discord server, and hopefully there's a lot of new people on Discord tonight because of it. Add to that community. If you can tune a Scale Electric Sport and Carrera track, you can easily tune to the rest. I would agree, John. I think that if you can make your car fast on a smooth surface, a higher grip surface has got to be easier, right? But again, the high grip surfaces, silicone tires don't work as well. The silicone tire being a smooth tire, harder tire, it really likes a smoother surface, which is why it does a less textured track. It's why they do well here on the Carrera track. The Corvette C8 from NSR, the tuned version for plastic track, is made for Polycar and Scale Auto. Yana, yep. There are truck models in 1/32 I found in monster trucks. Nice. Toss Revell in there too. Yeah. No. All right, man. We'll see you. Thanks for. Don't forget your tool and part. It's on the table on the porch right as you walk out. Yep, I got that one fixed. So your tester fixed. Hey, glad you got some laps in. Sorry I didn't get to run with you. All right. I'm too busy yapping over here. Doss, no, man. Like quality product. I thought you've invested great energy into that. It's worth the shout out. And maybe you can come on and talk about it sometime on the live stream. It would be great. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Yep. Greg says slot yard is what it's called on the Discord. You need great tires to get the most out of a slot car to enjoy them. Highway, yes. I mean, it all comes down to grip, right? And traction is important. But if you don't have the front end set up, too much traction is not good. Not enough traction is not good. I think it takes all aspects of tuning a car to make it. I'll say this. What I've discovered, sometimes I don't spend the energy and effort tuning a car. I do my baseline tuning, and for me, what I'm going to do with that car, it's good enough, right? But there are things that you can do to get just a touch more speed to get a little bit more handling. If you go to like just beyond the baseline tuning, but I think it takes all those things, the front end, traction, the guide to work right. It's even the little things like there are cars that I need to go back and retune because I have a better idea. I've got guides, and Oscar, I apologize for this, but I've got guides that don't return to center because I didn't take the time to glue my wires in properly or to even bend my wires properly so that those amazing slot invasion guides snap right back to the middle. And that costs you time. Where does it cost you time? Because somebody has to pick up your car when you come out of the slot to marshal it and straighten your guide so they can get it back down. You're losing time, right? So those are all important things. Yep, you're right. Tires are super important. It's about 80%. But that last 20% is a lot of things. It's smoothing surfaces, it's polishing, it's making sure that things move free, making sure that the body doesn't bind with the lead wires or something else in the car, right? Those are all important aspects to tuning a car and making a car be its best. I have a lot of cars that are good cars, but I have a handful that I've spent a lot of time and energy, and those are my best cars. They're always my best cars because I've gone the extra mile with those cars to make sure that everything is good. And then I show up to the track and Greg and Steve still kick my butt. It's just my life. That's what's going to happen. But that's what's fun. Hey, Steve. Speaking of Steve Holzman, Javelin and 125 kit are running $250. Greg, that's crazy. Lotus 24, the Thunderslot Lola T70 is a beast. That's a great looking car too. Love it. Mark Donahue's Javelin was a mean looking car. Yeah. Rerun. No, don't be offended, man. That's why I wouldn't accept it. And it took me a while to figure that out because I would post links in other chats early on, and I didn't know that you had to be a moderator to be able to post in a live chat. You can post a link in comments after the fact, but in a live chat, only a moderator can. You cannot go wrong with anything Thunderslot. Agree. 6560 Falcon is at 125 in high demand also, if you can find them. They're just tough to find. I am window shopping Thunderslots. I have my heart set on the McLaren and a GT350. Curvy, you would not go wrong with a Thunderslot for sure. The Javelin dominated the Trans Am in 70. Rob, flat build, total domination in the house. That's right. Totally agree. Best cars out of the box to race, and they have the best tires. Tires are like candy. Pick your flavor. Yep. Are you right? They have great tires too. Thunderslot has track record on my track. Daniel, Thunderslot used to have the track record on my track. My track record is now owned by an NSR car. Yep. When in just want to toss a fast, smooth car out on the track, a Thunderslot is the first car I grab. Man, when I just want to be able to just run laps, I feel like my Thunderslot cars are so easy to drive. And so I know they're fast, but they're smooth, they're quiet, they just work, right? And I don't know if it's because they've got a soft chassis. Just whatever they're doing, those cars just work great. It's really on Carrera. Throw a set of silicones, lube it up, make sure the front end's correct, and you've got a fast, great car. I will put beginner people on my track that are new to no magnet racing, and I will put them in my Thunder slot cars because I'll tell them this is a fast car, but it will be easy to drive. The other car that I usually start beginners on my track, if we're not running Carrera cars, if we're doing analog and we're doing no magnets, is slotted Group C cars. I've got a couple slotted Group C cars that they just stay in the slot. They are easy to drive. They track well behind the guide. They're set up good. They're not super, super fast, but they're just really solid cars. I've got one car that I'm going to have to find a motor for because my Hexcel car is really starting to slow down. And I think I've just put so many laps on that car that I think the motor is starting to go on it. What else do we have? Marty, the next time you order stickers, I recommend a smaller size. Jerry had to cut off the top of the star. That's a 4-inch sticker. I will order some 3-inch stickers this next time. It'll be a little smaller, maybe. I need to order more. I raced the Thunder slot for the first time last weekend. Some of the best racing I'd ever been in. Half-hour tune, and it kept getting faster. That's awesome, David. They're just so good, man. Bringing both NSR WRE Lolas with me. Nice. Look forward to it, Chris. Chris, the track could be busy that night because we might have a couple other people over on that night. We'll see. He's got to confirm, but hey, Dan, thanks for tuning in, man. Highway Slots, Thunder Slot holds his track record. I would say a Thunder Slot holds a lot of track records. I got the pre-tuned Corvettes and Mosler. They are good, but not ready. Yeah, Jan, that's a great. They're close. If I was somebody that knew nothing about tuning a slot car, I would probably be very happy with that car. But here's one little detail that I didn't talk about earlier when I was talking about those cars. I buy an NSR car, and this is our buddy Daniel. This is Daniel's thing, what he figured out. The price that they wanted for that car. I have this little thing that's full of screws that I pull the stock screws out and I replace. And then this one's full of spacers, and this one's full of other things. And all those little pieces, parts add up. And so with the tuned cars, when they first launched them, the price that you could buy them for when they first launched them, those come with all of the screws that you need, already replaced. They've taken the stock screws out and put the performance screws in. It had the performance guide. It had, so when you add all those pieces up, by the time you buy all that stuff and the car, the pre-tuned car was worth the price. So I don't know that they are worth that now because I think the prices have gone up on them. But at the moment, that was a great way to get a car that was ready for you to tune. You didn't have to change the screws out. You didn't have to do some of the things. But I will always take a car apart and sand. I haven't done videos like this in a while. Mainly because I feel like there's so much of that content already out there. And there's other people that are so much better at it than I am. But, sanding the chassis a little bit, making sure that all those pieces move, those are the details that you need to dig into. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Dance off USA Slaughters versus Canadian Slaughters. Let's go. We get to pick the music too. The RC NSR cars have all the hop up parts. There you go. Daniel he just put it up there. They have all the hop-up parts. And then you just need to fine-tune it. Yeah. Just like Jan said, they're good. They're just not completely ready. You can dodge a wrench, but you can't dodge a ball. That's right. Rerun, you're 2 for 2 for the YMCA. That's right. More additions to Discord during this live, Marty. Great, Greg. That's good. Glad to hear that. As much as I like slot at NSR, I find Thunder Slots incredible. It's Chris had never run a Thunder Slot until he came to the track the first time, and I stuck him in like my M6A, and that's a good car. It's just the driver's head is missing. I can't see anything, but it's a good car. Polycarb borders are 60 millimeter, 6570 would have been nice, but I'm happy with it. Yeah, Lotus, but they are a little tight, and you can do a wall ride with the car and keep it in the slot. You can take advantage of that a little bit. Wish they would make a Porsche 917 Spider. That would be cool. In witness protection plan, can't do. Nope. Nothing wrong with Slaughter NSR. I have run silicone on dirty polycar track at Ernie's. Not the worst grip, but big benefit of silicone on grip track is non-tire wear. There you go, Joe. Thanks. Raul is in the house. What's up, Raul? Hope you're doing good, man. Does anyone use Scalextric track? Isn't it a softer material? Yeah, Brian, it's pretty flexible. So if you have like elevations and you're doing a lot of scenery stuff, Scalextric is a good track. Our buddy Greg, Bud Slots in the chat, he has a fantastic Scalextric track. I love his Scalextric track, and I don't have any problems with grip on it. Silicones work great on it. It's a fun layout. But man, Raul, hope you're doing well. Raul, we need to talk more about the camera stuff. I'm going to order a camera to test, and if it works, it might be what I end up picking up, a couple of those, to do the live streaming. That's one of the things I was going to talk about. As far as I know, the NSR Eastern Nationals in November, I've been asked kind of casually to do the live stream for that. And we all know that like Electric Dreams, their coverage of their racing is phenomenal. They've had a pretty big budget. Carlos, shout out to Carlos. I know he's not on the chat tonight and he doesn't pay attention to my content. He kills it, man. He produces an amazing coverage, and I want to provide coverage that is half as good as what they're doing. And I know that I can't do that alone. And I think Raul might make the trip down to help me. And that would be awesome. And I jokingly was talking to Ian and Doug and told them they should stay over a few extra days and come announce at the Eastern Nationals, because they'll be at the Western Nationals. And I don't know if anybody saw the video today, but Electric Dreams released their video talking about the Western Nationals. The NSR Nationals will be Formula One this year. And that's getting some mixed reviews from people. I'm in a couple of other slot car chats, and some people are like, I wouldn't be interested in F1. I only have one F1 car, and it's fun. It's a blast. And I think it would be a great club car. But I think the rules, there's very little place for ballast. And I think they're going to prevent ballast. And I believe that Electric Dreams track probably needs it. The rules are going to be interesting for that race. And it's going to be fun to watch. And you know that they'll have great coverage. But I'm hoping that I can put together the equipment that I need. I like this camera that I use here, it's great for this. It's not great for covering the track. This other, this, that's fantastic for covering the track. It's a pan tilt zoom. It gets great footage, but I can't afford 3 of those. I just have the one. And so I could use my phone, and my phone becomes a wireless. That gives me great footage. And a word from our sponsor, Super Tires. But that gives me great footage. But I can't use my phone all day. So I need some more gear. And so I've got some stuff I'm going to try to sell so I can raise some money to get a few more items. I really need a mixer to do some video mixing. I need a couple more cameras to give better quality coverage. So I'm working on it. And Raul has some cameras that he would be great to lend me and use in the setup if he makes the trip down to Michigan. But I really don't want him to feel like he has to do that. You've come a long way, baby. I don't know if, John, are you talking to me or talking to somebody else? Oh, Lotus never going away. They always have to be watching over their shoulder. Yeah, they got to be watching. They can't take it easy because there's 10 guys behind them. Daniel, Dusty, me, Josh, Daryl, Alan, Jeff, Andy, all these guys. We're all hunting. So yeah, you're right. Yep, that's right. Jan, once you buy all the hop up parts are already there. So it made for a good deal. Hey Ryan. I missed you in the chat, buddy. I apologize. Good to have you. Thanks for Hank says my track record holder is the NSR F1. That's no, there you go. Better late than never. There I saw you where you snuck in. Good. Man, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Area 51 is on it. George is always on it, man. Let's see. Tom at No Drama. Hello. Thanks for joining, Tom. I love my track. I know the ins and outs, can tune cars to run on it, not knocking it. And in decades ago, that's where you started. Right. P&W is building that car that Brad gave him. That's cool. Hopefully we see some of that in content. Let's see here. Slot cars, and now I have about 15 Thunder slots. It's all my fault. You have more Thunder slots than I do. Brad caught some crap. You all take care. See you soon. Be rads. Yeah, take care of yourself. My wife is sick too, man. So anyway, wow, it's 9:34. Wow, it went fast. Have a good night, all. Got to put the kids to bed. White Wolf, thanks, man. Have fun this weekend. Let me know how it's going. Slot car 67. The benefits of a scaly track: it's smaller in width and allows you to do more in a smaller space. Yep, exactly. Polycar, very similar. Chris is right. The Thunders are top. I could not believe how they run out of the box and unscrewed it right away. Look inside. The tires are one of the perfect things. A lot of racers use them. Yep, their rubber compound is really, really good. Ryan, track number 97. Dude, I'm on track like 8 or 9. And this one's going to be around a while. I love this one. Harry says, my track record is also held by the NSR F1. I think if a Thunder slot holds a track record, you're not running SFR. Let's see what else. Yeah, Hillbilly, those F1 cars are good. Fox and Wolves is in the house. Their ears must have been burning. I was talking about them always being on Discord. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you, as always. I was late too. Will never happen again. There you go. 86, 89 is certainly fast, but that's a bold statement. I don't know, John. There's a Jägermeister 86, 89 that's awfully darn fast. And I took it, and it was really quick on the wood track at Steve Aaron's. It was really fast. It was so fast that I pulled it off because, one, I didn't want to break it, slamming it into a wall, but I knew it was probably not competitive for anybody else. Is there plans for an Eastern Nationals event for us poor souls near the Atlantic Ocean? Filthy, yes. The Eastern Nationals are in Michigan. That's about as close to the Atlantic Ocean you're going to get. That's the NSR Eastern Nationals. Now, I know that there are some other races that are run in some other tracks along the coast. I know there's one. Oh, gosh, what's the name? I always get the name Alpine. Alpine? Yeah, Alpine Raceway. It's northern Florida, southern Georgia, somewhere in there, maybe. Or maybe it's northern Georgia. Can't remember exactly where it's at. I know they host some pretty major races there. And then you've got host up, Connecticut area, Vermont. They do some racing up there too. Highway has a video coming out today, how to set up your front end on the NSRs for those who, nice. Yeah, get out there and check out Highway Slot Cars. Shout out. Great video to put out. That will be great content. So go out and give them a follow too. So yeah, back to that. Dan says, within reason, are Thunder slot cars reliable from banging into other cars occasionally because those Carrera Digital 132 cars are known to be so reliable? So Dan, you're probably not going to run Thunder slots digitally. You're probably going to run them in analog, and if you run them no magnet, then there's a lot less of that destruction. I can't tell you the last time I've destroyed a car since I started running no magnets, but I've destroyed some magnet cars, because especially digital magnet cars, because cars in the same slot, you're going to have accidents. So yes, Thunder slots can take a beating. They're tough cars. They're fast. They're reliable. But don't expect it to be like a Carrera Digital 132 car. Where is the Eastern Nationals going to be at? Kirby, the NSR Eastern Nationals are going to be in Michigan at the fairgrounds, the same place they were last year. So it's right there near Ann Arbor. And I can't remember off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of the fairgrounds, but there is a poster out there on Professor Motors' front page that has the information. Let's see. Marty, NSR 86, 89 F1s or modern F1s for the Nationals? Das, it looks like it's the NSR 86, 89s, I believe, that they'll be running, because there's tons of liveries, and I think you can get those in white kits as well, because they always have a concourse part of it. Yep, Jim says 86, 89s. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. I imagine Jim will be there and is probably working on his car already. And Jim, when you come on next week, if that works out for you, let me know. We can talk about that. We can talk about your plans for the Western Nationals and any of the other races you've got coming up. I would like to talk a little bit about the slotted Nationals, because obviously that behind the WRE, that was probably the premier race in the world, definitely on U.S. soil. So we'll talk a little bit about that too, if you're cool with that. Highway, I have 27 Thunder slots and missing 7 for the whole set. That's the problem, is if you miss one, getting them later gets expensive, doesn't it? Almost 100, man. That's congratulations. That's awesome. That's a lot of designing. Good for you. I'm so heavily invested in Carrera, it would be hard for me to switch track brands. I'm looking at, I've been talking about this for a long time. I wanted to get my hands on some Polycar. If I can raise a little bit of funds, I have an opportunity to buy some Polycar. I don't know how big of a layout I can make with it. I don't know if it will replace this. I will probably set it up in the other room some way, because I don't know if I will have this amount of track, but we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. Take care, guys. Yeah, it's 9:41. I should be signing off. F1 domination, all 6 in the A main at Motown. New all-time track record for fast track. Nice. The Scale Auto F1. That's a great car right here. Alpine is about an hour and a half north of Atlanta. Thanks, Patrick. I couldn't remember exactly where it was at. It's in northern Georgia, just across the South Carolina border, right? Yeah, I think we're reaching. Thanks, Marty. I did not take him into consideration the fact that there's only one car per lane. Good answer. Thanks, Dan. Glad that worked for you. If you have any thought of running 124, Brian, it's too small. Now would be the time if I'm going to. Okay. You're welcome, Dan. Anytime, man. That's right. Jan, I love Jim at NorCal. What a great video on tuning. Yeah, Jim has great content. I do not miss any of his videos. There's a handful of channels that I don't miss anything from. Slot R, George, Shotgun Dave, Harry, Home Racing World, Joe, Araris Carrera, Raul, Massimo, Jim, Ian. Those guys, they've just got some great channels, great content. I really appreciate what they do. Anytime they post something, I don't miss it. And I'm sure I missed somebody. I've got a long list. I watch a lot of content. But guys, I made it. RC Country in Sacramento. Yeah. I don't know. There's a great slot car scene in California too, as well, Brian. So kids went straight to bed. I'm back. Nice. Well, just in time to wrap up. It's 9:43 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to wrap things up. I didn't really run on the track, but John Mark did. I set the camera up. I thought I would run a few cars. I watched Slot R's video, and he talked about how quick his Revo slot was. I've had this out on the track a little bit, and I love this car. It's such a good car. So, guys, thanks for tuning in this week. Hope you enjoy the chat, as always. It's been great having you guys on. And thank you to Super Tires. I appreciate Pamela for coming on last week. Appreciate them being my sponsor. Go support them. Go support your local hobby shop, right? If you need parts, go help them out. Place an order. Get some cars tuned up. But just get out there and have some fun racing. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We will catch up soon. And yeah, go have fun racing.